Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show. This is a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're back at the Battle of the Bands, day number 29. This is the first battle for the semifinals. The other one will go the next day, of course. So he's put together a couple of tough battles here, but he had no choice. He had to put something with something, right? So we have Rose Tattoo here and their self-titled debut album from 1978. We're going up against Winterhawk and their revival album from 1982. 4 years difference. Both these albums, fantastic. I like them both a lot. Doesn't really matter who wins, does it? Because I like them both enough that I gotta have them both, right? They're very different albums. So the Winterhawk album is really instrument. The instrumentation is off the charts. The power trio thing is going really well. Whereas Rose Tattoo is more of a rock and roll band, but a more modern sounding rock and roll band. And yeah, Astro Wally does have that kind of 50 style rock, which isn't necessarily bad. The thing I like, so we're doing Rose Tattoo first because that was the one he gave me first. So Rose Tattoo, 10 tracks on this album. As if you've been following, you know all that. Most of them are really good. I ended up giving quite a few 7s and 8s here. The opening song, Rock and Roll Outlaw, this is a heavy riff with a lot of really strong vocal parts on this. I just think this guy's voice fits this groove perfectly. He's well within that Bon Scott sound, but has his own distinct voice. I don't mix them up ever. I think he's just solid, and has a lot of personality too. You can hear it from his voice and the way he sings his songs. A lot of personality, this guy. Second song, Nice Boys, is more of a fast-paced bluesy song. Another really good, solid song. The Butcher and Fast Eddie was my favorite track on this, but I think Rock and Roll Outlaws kind of passed it. But I really love the storytelling on this bluesy track. It's really intriguing. I just want to hear the story. And there's a couple other songs like that on this album too, where there's one other that's kind of a story, but there's a couple here that kind of have those parts in it that I like a lot. Really, really good song. Fantastic. The other couple of tracks that I really like towards the end, Stuck on You. I like that acoustic heavy steel guitar, slide guitar if you prefer, guitar, and it's kind of a bit of a story about a fishbowl and a fish, I like that quite a bit. It's kind of a funny song, but real catchy as well. The Tramp is another really good, fast-paced, heavy, riffing, really catchy song. This is an album just replete with fantastic tunes. And the more I listen to it, the more parts of other songs that I maybe not listened to too much at the beginning I like. Now this is my 4th listen to it since the beginning of this month, and each time I've liked it that much more. So it's going up against Winterhawk, its revival, 1982 album. This is a great album. That opening instrumental is just so catchy. The riff, so fantastic. The song, just so heavy. Sanctuary, another song like that. Kind of more of a melodic riff here, but and a little bit of progginess to it as well. But such a catchy riff, and the solo is fantastic on this song. Just absolutely chart-stopping. Period of Change, another guitar opening, another really great solo. Instrumentation is really good on this. Fantastic. I really like the catchiness of their songs too. They have that kind of Triumph thing going on here. Yeah, they're a power trio too. and they're more like Triumph than any other power trio that I've heard. And in some ways, I think they're actually better. I like of course, I love the album cover too. I think it's fantastic. The next song, Can't See the Trees for the Forest, really good heavy track, just fantastic. Vocals are really catchy. Revival, which is the title track, may be actually the weakest song on the album, but it's good. It's a really solid song. Like another catchy riff. The quiet part is so good as well on this particular song. Ace in a Hole, another song that's really come up for me. Really heavy riffing. The vocal range is within that Gilmour range. So he generally sings in that kind of Rick Emmett range, but in this particular track, he's more in the Gilmour range. That's part of the reason why this album kind of reminds me a lot of Triumph, is because he's able to do both of those things. One guy, it's fantastic. And then the Free to Live, another catchy track at the bottom here. Just some really fantastic kind of guitar riffing, and it's just a fantastic track. The whole album is, again, like Rose Tattoo, replete with fantastic tunes. I would love to own both of these albums. I haven't yet been able to find either, but I keep looking. They're definitely among the top 5 or 6 albums that I want to own that I've gotten out of this series, So now it comes down to making my choice here. This was not an easy choice at all, because it's not that I don't want to pick a winner. It's just I don't want the other one to lose, because they're just so good. Like, either one of these albums is capable of winning this whole contest. So it just comes down to, what do I prefer? Well, I haven't really had a Triumph album of any magnitude new to me for decades. And even though they kind of have that Triumph sound to them, they also have their own distinct sound. And that distinct sound is as good as anything in this tournament. I like this album when we did it on Ben's album challenge. It's now had 4 or 5 more listens to here. It's such a good album. Like, I would be playing this on my playlist for sure if I owned it, but it's hard to get it, so I have to. And it's not even gotten on a good stereo system. I'm just listening to it on my cheap computer here, and still it's just so great. The Rose Tattoo one, fantastic. This band, I don't know how they did in the world, in the international scene, but I can imagine they are a fantastically well-loved Australian band. Great band. They've got so much good stuff here. I hope their other albums are as good as this one. This one is great, and it's just a debut album. So I have to make a choice. So it comes down to just, I think if I had a gut feeling, because there's nothing really separating the two. The numbers are all pretty equal. Rose Tattoo has a few numbers that aren't as good. Like, they have a couple of 5s, which the Winterhawk album has none of. But they have more tracks as well, so it's harder to keep the numbers up when you got more tracks. To me, it's just going to come down to, because there's no separation between the two. I can't split the two of them, so I just have to go with my gut feeling, like which album do I just like a little more, and I think it's going to go for Winterhawk. And that probably is not a surprise to people, as they've been following this. They know this Winterhawk album is amazing. The Rose Tattoo album is also equally amazing. However, I can't choose 2 albums. One of them's gotta win. One of them's gotta lose. Unfortunately, Rose Tattoo just came up against the brick wall here, and it just couldn't mount it. And so Winterhawk will be the first album to go into the finals. which means tomorrow we have a battle between Iggy Pop and Master's Apprentice. This will be another really good album battle. Very different bands. Again, the same with Winterhawk and Rose Tattoo, very different bands, but tomorrow will be another battle, and we'll have to see how that goes. The finals, no matter how it shapes up, is going to be a very friggin' tough choice, right? I think this may even be tougher than it was for the Great Prague War. Anyways, I hope that everybody's enjoyed this episode and has got to listen to these albums and realize how good both of them are. And I hope you'll all show up for tomorrow's battle and then the finals as well. So anyways, I hope you have a good night. Please I appreciate it a lot, and please subscribe. It's much appreciated. So take care, and we will see you. This will come out in the morning, and we will see you on the next battle tomorrow, the following morning. Take care.